Cool. All right. So yeah, thank you everyone for coming. It's awesome to be doing our second community call, and also to have some really exciting stuff to talk about today. So on that note, I'm just going to go to the next slide. So this is the agenda for today. We'll do, as always, we'll do a quick welcome, hello from the team. Then we're going to dive into really the most exciting news that we have, which is our beta launch. This is, yeah, our first game that we've put out into the world. So lots of exciting stuff there. We have a guest speaker with us. So we've got Captain Nemo. So I know a lot of you will know him from Twitter, and be giving us some insights into DeFi and all sorts of things. We have some NFTs. Warning, there are a lot of NFTs in this community call, so expect some NFT infos and NFT drops. We've also got some updates from the team as well. We've got a quiz. And then finally, at the end, we have a Q&A session. So that's going to be the agenda for today. For the Q&A, we've set up a Slido. So during any of the sessions, if you have any questions about anything, whether it's for the team, whether it's about the product, whether it's for Nemo, you can actually go into Slido and then type your question in, and then it will be there at the end, so we can pull some of those up at the end. Or if you just want to ask a question at the end, that's also cool, but stick them in Slido and it might be easier. There's a QR code out there as well. So before we dive into the beta launch, I'm just going to say, well, I'll introduce myself. I'm Rachel. So I'm a founder of GoodGhosting, doing mainly marketing and front end over here. So that's hi from me. I'm going to pass over to Heel just to say a quick hello.
Yeah, hello. I'm Heel. I'm mainly looking into the different DeFi aspects. So like which platforms we can use to generate the best rewards for the saving pool and some general operations. So yeah, Jesse, I'll hand it over to you.
Hey everyone, my name is Jesse. I help out with the UX and UI for GoodGhosting, and a little bit of community stuff from time to time as well. And I will hand it over to Francis.
Hey guys, Francis here, working in the tech team at GoodGhosting, helping to build the super cool tech behind, our GoodGhosting platform. Feel free, to hit us on our tech channel. Tech support channel on Discord. If you have any issues, any questions, happy to connect with you all and help if needed. Now I'm gonna hand it over back to Rachel.
Cool. This will just be a short one because the next thing we have is our beta launch. As I said, this is a big thing for us. We've been working on this product for as a team almost a year, so it's amazing to get it out into the world, get some real users on board, and I know we have some of those on this call today. Having said all that, I'm going to pass over to Heel. I'm going to just stop my share, and hopefully you can also do a screen share now. Let me bring.
I think you're muted, Heel.
Do I need to add you as a host?
Yeah, sorry, I was still muted.
Okay, cool.
So when we head over to our homepage, when you click on Join Beta Game, you will be able to see the game interface. So we have some general information here on the top. For instance, that this is our Genesis saving pool, so our first pool live on Polygon mainnet. Of course, it's still a beta product, so there might be occasional bugs. So definitely check out the documentation and our terms of service so you know what type of game it is you're joining. We did restrict access for our really early community supporters and people that completed the Galactic Ghost missions. So if you want to see whether you made a list or not, you can click here and look and see if you can find your address over there. So here in the bottom, we have some general statistics. So the game runs for 6 weeks, including one final round in which you will not have to make a deposit, but which is called a waiting round. So there will be 5 deposits, including 25 DAI that has to be deposited each round. We already see that there are over 185 or 186 people right now into this saving pool. 3 people already dropped out, so yeah, very nice. We'll take their interest to boost the rewards. You can also look on the timeline, but we'll go over that in a minute. So first, you would want to connect your wallet. For now, we support MetaMask. So you will be asked to connect your wallet. I'll use this account. And if you're still connected to Ethereum mainnet or another network, then you will be asked to change to Polygon. So just click on the button, it will automatically switch network, so really handy. You can join the game by clicking the join this game button. Here we see the rules of this game. So like I said, 25 DAI needs to be deposited each round. A round lasts 1 week. And you will need a total of 125 DAI to join the game, well, to complete the game. So when I click join game, it will first prompt me for an approval transaction. This is to allow GoodGhosting to spend your DAI. If you want your transaction to go a bit faster, you can increase the gas price. I'll do it here for the demo, so we don't have to wait too long on it. So once it's sent, it's confirming on the Polygon network blockchain. Once that has been completed, which should just take a few seconds, a second transaction window will pop up in which we do the actual deposit. So there are always 2 parts to depositing. Yeah, here it's loading. I'll also increase the gas price. And as soon as the second transaction confirms, we will see a pop-up that says that everything went smoothly. And when we need to make our next deposit. So, okay, cool. Come back in 1 week to make the next deposit. If you want to see the specifics, there's also a timer up on top here, as well as the timeline. So for instance, we completed the join round, great. Now we have until Thursday till the second deposit round opens up. Until next week, Thursday, like the 24th, to make our second deposit. When this deposit is enabled, we'll see on the left side again a button to make the actual deposit into the pool. But yeah, that's about it for now. So in the player tab, you can see who else is in the game, whether they're winning or losing. But since it's the first round, like most of the people will still be considered winners. Yeah, and that's about it for the little demo.
Oh, thank you for that. Yeah, we're really excited to see some real users on the platform and hopefully get a load of you saving this round. I'm just going to share my screen again. Here we go. So we're good now. Everyone can see my screen, hopefully. So beta, launch, and demo. So Captain Nemo, we have you actually, I can see you on the guest list. But actually, just for me to do kind of just an introduction. So Captain Nemo, very active in the DeFi space, doing loads of stuff with loads of cool projects. So I will just see if Keel can bring him up. Yeah, I can see you there as a panelist. And I'll just wait till you're there and I'll just say welcome and thank you for joining us on our community call.
Hey guys,
Hi.
can you hear me?
All good, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, nice to be here. Happy to be here, guys. So yeah. So as Rachel already said, my name is Captain Nemo, or Nemanja, whatever you wanna call me. And yeah, I was before like chief product officer in one of the blockchain analysis company. And in the last 2 years, I'm spending most of my time like in different DeFi things, advising, helping out different products, and trying to grow the whole industry, right? So yeah, today, like what I wanted to talk to you about is like a couple of interesting things that are happening right now across the whole spectrum, especially on Polygon. So there are like a couple of interesting things. First of all, there are like 2 hackathons. One is already in progress. The second one is just around the corner. You have Hack Money, so definitely check out that one. There's like a lot of interesting teams and there are like a lot of different people that are actually still looking for people to join. So if you want in any way to help out and contribute, doesn't matter if you're a developer, designer, economist, or whatever, like just like join there. And also soon there will be like a Gitcoin hackathon happening around the corner. Except that there are like a couple of cool things that are happening on Polygon. And I know, like, for example, Good Ghosting was already funded by the Polygon grants. So that's super cool. And saying that, there are like a couple of things that are happening right now inside of the Polygon ecosystem. So there is like a huge 10 million fund that is supported by 0x and Zero-X and Polygon, in a sense that anybody who
we wish.
yeah, yeah. Apparently, you guys like did a fund that I was aware of, but yeah. So what is happening right now is like anybody who has the idea how to kind of like integrate 0x on Polygon and see that how that can be used for their product from both like marketing side, technological side, or whatever, you can. I'll share the links later on, like with Rachel with the team, but you can go there, suggest some of the things on forum, discuss with the people, make proposal, get the voting, and get the funding for whatever reasons you need, like either it's marketing or development or whatnot. And also one cool thing for all of the people that are super stoked on Good Ghosting, since Good Ghosting is on Polygon, and this can also help be beneficial for both Good Ghosting and Polygon. There is like a new program called Polygon Advocates, which is for all of the users around the Polygon ecosystem and people that are interested to see this system growing and seeing like products such as Good Ghosting to grow, seeing more users. You can apply, and you can, through that program, if you're selected, you can help out different communities, including Good Ghosting, to grow and get like more users and get more interests. So those are like some of the interesting things that are happening across like all of the hackathons and funds. As for DeFi, I don't want to, because like we can go into investment advices if I start talking too much about that. But I can say that some of the interesting things that were happening in the previous couple of days. Some of you know there was a huge discussion yesterday started around the Curve and Alchemix vaults. That was interesting, and like people are kind of like on two different sides. Like the main issue and how the whole debate started was because, for those of you that don't know, Alchemix currently, like you can like it started as a product where you can supply your DAI and mint 50% of whatever you supplied for Ali USD, which is their stable coin that is pegged 1-to-1 to DAI. And what is happening behind the curtains is that all of that DAI is through Iron supplied to Curve as one part of the strategy, like not all, because they have like multiple strategies. But what is happening is like Curve is through that generating, Iron is generating a lot of CRV through that. And Iron works in a way that some of the CRV is used to boost the vaults and some of the CRV is
like
sold
90% is sold, right? I think that's the main issue now, that Curve doesn't like it, that the rewards get like automatically solved.
So actually,
yeah.
like one interesting thing is that it's not an issue that Curve, like both like Michael and Curve team and everybody said, it's not an issue. Like it's part of the game for some of the tokens to be used for the boost and some of the tokens to be dropped. And it's a bit more complicated from the side of Iron because there's like 170 strategies on Iron. And when you deposit to some of the vaults, like you're not depositing to one strategy, it's like a multiple strategies. What was the reason behind the debate, and it's still apparently ongoing on across the spectrum, is that so first, like DAI that is supplied to Iron is farming the CRV tokens, but then again, ILUSD pool, that is Alchemix pool, is also earning CRV tokens. So you can look at that project is actually generating much more CRV tokens and minting more, or actually earning more CRV tokens than comparing to everything else. And that's where the debate started. So like if you're like for the popcorns or whatever, like you can definitely check more what is happening there. So let's move from the drama. Like I'll add a couple more things that are happening, like that are more on
just as a side note, I don't watch TV anymore. I just read crypto Twitter.
Yeah, I think that you don't need to. Like you can just like focus on the crypto Twitter and like you'll have like all the fun, depending on the week, right? But yeah, in the Polygon spectrum and what is happening there right now, like as maybe some of the, by the way, everything that I'm saying is not financial advice. I'm just like giving you the short excerpt what's happening in the last 1 week. So pay attention to that. but yeah, like last thing there was that currently like some of the products such as Adamant is gaining like a lot of traction from people that are using that for Adamant is kind of like automated strategy for like a different pools that you can do through QuickSwap, through SushiSwap, and some other products. And what is happening right now is like there is like a huge discussion and everything about like a project called Iron Finance, which is basically kind of like fork of Frax, which is also stable coin. Why this can be potentially interesting in the near future is that there are like really big yields currently there. People are discussing how the whole system will work, especially when their governance token get dropped, like because it grew like from $1 to like $60.
It is quite risky, right? Like you do not get like over 10,000% APY without
exactly. So there's like a lot of debate because like if you're comparing like their emission is much bigger and much faster, which can be like really critical. I can't say anything like we will see what the future holds, but why this is interesting is if potentially everything goes well with the Iron project, this can be one of the interesting source of yields also in the future for GoodGhosting. So depending on the products like Frax, depending on products like Iron Finance, and now actually like if you don't know, like if you are a Curve holder, VCRV holder, you can go to Curve and vote for Polygon votes for stable coins on Polygon. The reason being is like by that you're getting like a bigger emission of CRVs on Polygon, and that's super good. Is also one of the potential yield generating places for the GoodGhosting in the near future. So yeah, that's basically like what I have like in my mind randomly to share. Like, do you have guys any questions? Do you think that I missed something or something that I should actually say more? What do you think? Are there any questions?
I don't know. For me, it's perfect. I don't like if anybody has questions for Nemo or somebody else, just drop them in the chat. We'll come back to them at the end of the meeting.
Oh yeah. Or if there's any questions like urgently right now, we can always ask them now because I know that Nemo, you might have to leave a little early. So if you do have any questions, pop them in the chat and we'll try and get them to Nemo before you have to move on. But thank you so much for that. Really useful stuff. And yeah, you're right. There's so much going on every day with crypto Twitter, DeFi Twitter. Like, it's just impossible to keep on top of it. So, but yeah, like lots of exciting stuff and potentially, hopefully, some things that we can work with GoodGhosting in the future as well, which would be really awesome.
I'm super excited to see like what happens next, especially now with after like beta launch and like starting all of this. I'm super excited to see like how everything will progress from here. So yeah, I'm keeping an eye on GoodGhosting.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah. Great. Cool. Right. So I think my screen is still up to share. So I'm going to move. Oh, can I move on? Cool. So I promised you there was going to be a load of NFTs in this community. Cool. And there are. So I'm going to move on to this. So these are our extra special NFTs that we have minted exclusively for our beta game. So these will just be made then. And there's a limited amount that has been made. So our ultra early adopters, those are the people who joined the pool before 4 p.m. on Friday. So that was like within the first like 24 hours of the pool being live, they dived straight in and they started saving. Just to say thank you for that. We've got our little Ghosty chilling in the saving pool with his cocktail and some sunglasses looking super cool. You'll already have that if you join that early. So thank you again. Then we've got the next NFT, and this will be going out hopefully later today, but the snapshot will be around 4 p.m. Today. So if you joined between Friday, but before 4 p.m. today, you're a savvy saver. You know, you're getting in, you're making the most of your the savings and putting it away very diligently. So you've got a cool owl that is a money saver, a savvy saver. Then if anyone joins just in the last day, just decides to, you know, YOLO and FOMO it in, then you're going to get our friend a little YOLO and FOMO emoji. And some of you will recognize this from the quiz we did, I think, you know, about 6 weeks ago. We're bringing back some of those characters as well. So these are just going to be some fun NFTs that will be sent out to you automatically. It's going to be on Matic, on Polygon. So it's nice to see actually the infrastructure support those NFTs there as well. And you can check them out on OpenSea as well. So you should be able to see that. Cool. So this brings me on to the next thing that I wanted to talk about, and it is related to also related to NFTs, but it's really much more than that. And that is just to say, well, a big thank you to everyone in the community. It's been really amazing to see in the last few months how much the community has grown. But even more than that, it's been really fantastic to see some of the amazing contributions that community members have already been making to the project. So with that in mind, we have launched the Community Heroes program. Community Superheroes. So there has been some really cool contributions. You will be getting this amazing community 80s superhero themed NFT will be coming your way. And we have 5 of those community members this month that I want to give a shout out to. So some of them hopefully are on the call, but some of them will already know that, we like their work. We've tweeted it as well, but let's dive into this. So this month we've had some really amazing contributions across like development, marketing, giving us NFT assets and everything. So just to say thank you to those. So we have JDog, who did the really handy MetaMask config, and that was what he'll demoed in the UI demo there as well. If you are like maybe a power user of Ethereum, but you've not actually adjusted MetaMask to work with Matic, it doesn't matter, because when you come to our site, it will actually pre-populate that with the network ID, the RPC URL, everything that you need to get started. And that integration was done by JDog, so thank you for that. Way to Wealth, we've already done quite a few shout outs for you, but the infographic that you made has been super handy for us to put in our marketing materials. It's going in our pitch deck, and it's just been a really good way to like visualize everything that GoodGhosting does. And we've got Jose, who did a really handy Spanish YouTube video, just an introduction into GoodGhosting. So similar to what Jesse did, but it's great to get some materials that's kind of going outside of just the English speaking world and making it available to Spanish speakers is there as well. We've also got Musashi, who has gifted us some really cool crypto voxel NFTs. I'll come and talk about that in a minute. So yeah, shout out to that, and thank you for doing that as well. And then also just to give a shout out to Father Ren for the community management, both in the English channel, but really kind of heading all of the community management in our Chinese speaking channel as well there. And also inspiring us to kind of come up with this kind of community rewards and this community recognition idea as well. So yeah, a big thank you to everyone on this list. You've made some really awesome contributions, so say thank you. Great stuff. Yes, and you will be getting an NFT that looks like this. It will be coming to you, if not today, it will be tomorrow. We'll be shipping those out. Again, that will be on Matic. And
you should see it on OpenSea, right? If you connect it on Matic?
Yes, you will do. I haven't sent it out yet. So as soon as it has been sent out, you will be able to see it on OpenSea. OpenSea also integrates with Matic now, which is super nice. So that's cool. Yeah, and then next month, we've got up to 5 more community heroes that are up for grabs. So we're only a small team, and any contribution is really valuable in terms of what we can do. So, blogs, videos, development, graphic assets, stuff to make our game more fun and exciting, even introducing us to cool communities that you think, could be a good community for us to integrate with, maybe launch some games, all of that stuff. Yeah, please do get in touch. Father Ren has really kindly offered to kind of head up, kind of the comms around this, so you can ping him on Discord. I will also be putting out a small blog post, and in that blog post, there is a kind of a Typeform link. So if you've done some work that you think might be useful, you can either message myself or Father Ren, or you can just send it in the Typeform that will be on the blog post that will go out after this. So yeah, thank you again. And yeah, really looking forward to some more community contributions. They really do a lot, and there's only so much that we can do, and all sorts of creative and talented things that we can't. So definitely appreciate that as well. So with that note, before we get on to the quiz, we do have a quick update from the team, and it's really one thing, and that is that we are going to be at ETHCC. So in July, I am so excited about this because I haven't been to an in-person work event for almost a year and a half now. It's kind of got insane. So it's going to be really amazing to meet people face-to-face. I will be meeting Keel for the first time as well, which is kind of a historic moment for Good Ghosting. And we're going to be presenting a talk which is personal to social finance. So covering everything in this really fascinating sphere around like kind of collective DAOs and how looking at how, you know, DeFi is bringing us a much more collaborative financial way. So it's going to be really interesting. And we're also going to be at ETHBC as well. And I imagine just generally around. So if you are also there, you know, hit me up. I'll either see you at the event or some of the side events as well. So looking forward to that next month. And then the final thing on our agenda is a quiz, right? You can tell I used to be a secondary school teacher because I will throw in some multiple choice quizzes and some fun at the end. But before we do, so we've got, so Musashi, who really kindly gifted us these crypto voxel NFTs. And they're super cool because they're like a kind of teenage mutant hero NFT pixelated. And I think we've actually got him on the participants. So I don't know, Keel, if you can pull up Musashi to add on as a panelist, and he'll give us a little insight into crypto voxels and all the exciting things that you can do with it.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining, and thanks for these NFTs.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Nice, nice, nice. I'm curious I have not had the time to dive into crypto voxels, but I'm curious just to find out a little bit more, because I know there's like all sorts of creative things that you can do with the NFTs there, and they kind of become wearables, and it's really like a whole world in itself. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. So I'm kind of glad that this might be an opportunity to kind of force you in there, because Crypto Voxels is very open and free. They set it up really easy for onboarding too. So like, you know, you hop into Crypto Voxels, you don't have to have a wallet set up or an avatar set up or anything. You can just go in there and start exploring. And what we have today, this Fox model here is his name is Raph. And obviously he looks like the Raphael Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. And this particular model, it's usable in the metaverse in Crypto Voxels. This was built as what we term a pet or call a pet. And so basically this one does not have separate pieces that you equip to be the avatar. Instead, you equip this to one part of your body, and you can kind of put it on your shoulder or on the ground or have it float around with you in world. And you can choose the size. You can resize it, reposition it any way you want. So have a lot of fun with that.
Yes, I'm quickly taking over. It's indeed really easy. Like you just join a link and you're in there. Like,
yeah.
I don't know what I'm looking at, but it's quite nice. Like, can like move around. Yeah.
Yeah, guys, get in there. I got my mom in there. She's 80 years old.
Yeah, can you like interact with things or how?
Oh yeah. There's
Okay.
lots of things you can interact with. You can press the C button to get out of that first person mode if you want. You can kind of see yourself. You can press the F button. That'll be your toggle for flying. Yeah.
Oh, crazy. Okay, I'll have to check it out later today.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
Your afternoon disappeared then, right?
It's research, right?
Yeah, it's research. You got to keep up to date with the metaverse, right? Cool, cool, cool. Awesome. So with that, we do have 3 of these to give away, and we've got the quiz. So I don't know, maybe if I just share my shall I share my screen, Keel, or do you want to share the screen for this section?
Yeah, you can share your screen if you want. I think you're still host.
I think I might be a participant.
Yeah. Okay, now you're host again. Sorry for that.
All right, no problem. Okay, cool. So can you see the screen? Okay, bear with me 1 second.
Yes, we can.
Yep, perfect.
Oh, oops, overshot there a bit. Okay, so we have a quiz. We have a super quick DeFi quiz. You only have, well, we said 2 minutes. we may even cut it down, but we'll go with 2 minutes to kick it off. You can scan that QR code, or if you are on, like, I think Francis has shared the link directly, so you can just open that. Just answer those two. There's 2 questions. Just put your Polygon address as well, or your Ethereum address, and then put a nickname so we can shout you out. So here, I'll hand over to you to start the timer so that we can't count down that 2 minutes.
Yeah, so I already started it.
Nice, nice.
Let me quickly jump into the I'll put on the music again.
Back to Berghain. Ding. Okay, we have reached the time limit. Do you want me to share quickly just to go through the answers? Whilst Hill is going to pick our 3 random winners, I can just share my screen and I will check those answers. We've got a lot of DeFi experts on the call here, so I'm sure that people probably know this, but let's give this a go. See the questions. DeFi quiz. Can you see the quiz? Give me a thumbs up if you can see it. Cheers. Okay, cool. So this is a question like, which project has not launched on Polygon? So of course it feels like everyone is on Polygon, of course, including GoodGhosting, but the right answer there is of course a Uniswap, which is not on Polygon. So we'll click that. Okay. And then which project has the largest locked value? The greatest locked value? I'm not sure quite about my grammar there. And again, well, for this one, the answer is actually Aave. So that would be key choice A at the moment. I checked it yesterday, unless something has drastically changed. I believe it still will be Aave. So those are our answers. So Hugh, I will pass over to you to read out the names of the winners of the crypto box.
Cool. So we raffled like all winning answers. So the winners are James B, Nestor Kurtz, and Hunu Luk. So yeah, I see we have your address on file. So we'll just send you over the the prize later on. So you can play in CryptoVoxels.
Nice, nice, nice. You can start playing with the Teenage Mutant Hero with Raph. So yeah, okay. So that is pretty much all of the call, but I'm just going to dive into the Slido to see if there's any questions that came up. We may have already missed Nemo, but okay, we'll just dive into this. Jesse, do you want to? Well, I can just read them out. Actually, it's probably easier.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, as you wish.
Yeah, sorry about that. That's my fault. I made
That's okay. They're also on the screen too.
Yeah, it's all good, isn't it? Do we plan on releasing a governance token in the future?
It's a good question.
Yeah, it's a good question. Like at the moment, we are just like going to give you the standard answer that we are just, focused on building the product. And then we will be like getting users on board and then looking at like, what is the right token structure, like for GoodGhosting, how does that work? So I can't really answer that at the moment, but our focus now is just building, usable products. and then we'll see what kind of
Yeah, and I think like
decentralization
gradually
happens.
we'll try to increase the input from the community. Like for instance, we did like a snapshot vote for like the top memes, but we can as well ask people like to vote with their on-chain address to help decide on some of the tokens of the game and whether we do it through like a governance token in the future or just based on people that completed the game right now. We still have to figure out, but I think we're all like very much in favor of giving like some power to the community to decide where to take the project.
Yeah, it's definitely the vision. So like at the moment, like we have like that kind of MVP beta launch games, but we're going to be, the plan for development is to make, you know, increasingly like abstract that so that, you know, in the future it can be like community generated games, and it will be kind of handing it more over to, you know, people outside of the team as well. But, you know, specifics on that, I can't really answer. So we have a question that's just come through around current gains and max gains on the homepage under the avatar. Yeah, so the current gains means like how much it should mean. I'll put a caveat on that. This is a beta product, and we did notice just in a little bit of user testing before we did the call that some of those numbers may be a little bit off at the moment, but it's just a front end issue. So we're just going to check that after the call and like make sure that we've debugged that. But I can tell you what it should mean, and then we'll fix it and make sure it does actually stay accurate. Current gains should be, so basically with good ghosting, it's hard for us to work out like what your kind of returns will be in the end, because obviously the interest rate itself is variable anyway. But then we have, you know, you could have a game that like 90% of the people complete the savings, or you could have a game where only, you know, 5% do, and you know, and depending on where people drop out, it's going to have a different impact on you. So the idea is that in current gains, it should be what will your gains be if the saving rate continues as is. So like if everyone at this point now continues to save, what will be your gain? And then the max gain would be like the kind of, what if everyone else dropped out apart from you, and what could you get as well?
Yeah. So the max gains is like the total number of rewards in the pool, which is now about 2,500 DAI. So like if everybody else drops out, which is quite unlikely since there are like 185 other people as well, then you would earn the full 2,500. We think like the current gains is currently overestimating a bit, so we'll have to check and adjust like the calculation, but it's just a display issue, so it should be sorted out later today or earlier, well, in the week.
Cool. Yeah, we had a question for Nemo, but I guess he's no longer with us. He had another meeting, and
yeah, he dropped off.
Cool.
The figure from the books, I remember, like Captain Nemo. It's not Captain Igloo for sure. That's a different one.
I think it would be cool to tell, you know, everyone else where does the name come from. Maybe it's, you know, it's a general question. So Rachel, if you could, you know, give us like, you know, the background of that would be super cool, because
yeah, it's kind of a crazy name.
Yeah, when I heard about it, I was like, wow, this is so cool.
Well, so I have to caveat this with Good Ghosting. So it was first ideated at ETH London in March, end of February 2020. So like the last event I went to. So it was a hackathon, and it was a bit of a 4 a.m. in the morning. This is a kind of funny hackathon name. But the idea is basically, so we all know about bad ghosting, like when you're on a dating app and the person doesn't reply, or, you know, even now people are ghosting people in a professional sense, and your employer or your potential employer is ghosting you. Everyone knows about ghosting, and it's normally always a bad thing. But with our mechanism, because you're in the pool, really the best outcome is you want everyone else to drop out and you to take all of the winnings, you know, so that you could be the one like sole survivor. And then it's going to be a good ghosting. So finally, we've built an application that people can have a ghosting experience that is more positive than the normal one. So that is the name, Good Ghosting. But yeah, Cool. So I guess like unless anyone has any other questions, we can probably like wrap up a bit early. It's a beautiful sunny day here in Berlin, and I think maybe in the rest of Europe. So go grab a beer and sit outside. Yeah, thank you. Thanks to everyone for coming. And also thank you everyone who's joined the game, and we're really excited to
the RAF giveaway NFT in CryptoVoxels under your costume. So that's also where you will equip it, which I forgot to mention earlier.
Oh,
Okay,
nice.
cool.
That's good to know.
Nice.
Like how can actually bring it into your CryptoVoxels attire, which will be cool. Awesome. Thank you. And thanks to you again, Musashi, for bringing those. And thank you everyone for joining the call.
Yeah.
And we'll see
Don't
you.
forget to make your next deposit. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's in about 24 hours ish. It opens up for the second round.
Cool. Cheers, everyone. Have a great evening.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.